What's up, guys? This is Jay Griff. Welcome back to the Dark Souls 3 Blog of Pain. So today we're going to talk about St. Aldrich and the Cathedral of the Deep. First on Aldrich. It is said that he was a lord of indomitable strength and inexhaustible appetite. A right and proper cleric he was, and you could find him in the Cathedral of the Deep, where they would worship and sacrifice. Sacrifice was not of coin or deed, but of flesh. Aldrich was a devourer of men, and he ate so many that he bloated and turned into mush. So he was a cannibal, and worse than that, he was a pious cannibal with access to people who were brought to be sacrificed to him. This is where the road of sacrifices got its name, at least I think so. Whether or not these sacrifices came willingly is unknown, but they did come, and he grew in strength as he grew in size. One might wonder why gluttonous indulgence results in strength, when really that should weaken him. Well, it's because of his religion and its teachings. The Cathedral of the Deep might go by a more accurate name if it were called the Cathedral of the Abyss, because it is quite clear what the deep they reference is. Darkness. A darkness so cruel and corrupting that your miracle teacher and your pyromancy mentor both don't want to teach you things from the deep. The Maiden of Karim begs you not to make her tell those tales. Your pyromancy teacher outright refuses the scroll. He won't take it. These things frighten them because they are of the dark. Barrier Nox, as they say. Fear the dark. But Aldrich and his followers embraced the dark, so one might imagine he sought humanity. And just like the ways of those before him, what better source of humanity than living humans? So the Cathedral of the Deep is a massive place filled with the insane, hollowed remnants of the congregation and clergy, as well as giants. I'm not really sure what the giants are doing there, but it's pretty easy to gather that the teachings of the Deep were not good for people. The Knights of the Deep wield massive weaponry, massive armor, they're huge, they use what appear to be miracles, and the priests use pyromancies. The people are ridden with parasites and or they're suicidal fanatics that throw themselves at you and explode. It's a very oppressive place, and it's home to the invader Longfinger Kirk, as well as his master, Rosaria, the Mother of Rebirth. Kirk himself is a callback to the original Knight Kirk from Dark Souls 1, with both wearing the iconic Armor of Thorns, both taking the name Kirk, and he has the same purpose: kill the kindled and seek their embers, aka humanity. It all comes back to the humanity, shards of a soul, pieces of dark. So in the house of a cannibal lord, a covenant of human hunters has taken up residence. Makes sense. But there could be more to it than that. Let's talk about the original Kirk from Dark Souls 1. The original Kirk invaded people and stole humanity, but he didn't steal it for himself, or at least it would seem. He stole it to bring it to his master, the Fair Lady, sister of Quelag. And we know this because when you finally defeat Kirk for the last time, you find his body in the room with the Fair Lady. So it's presumed he went back there to finally die. The Fair Lady was deathly ill, but it wasn't because of her mutation. It was because she had taken pity on the poisoned residents of Blighttown and extracted their poison, holding it in herself. This crippled her, blinded her, and made her every waking moment agony. But her pain could be alleviated by the consumption of humanity, which you can give to her if you join her covenant. If you wear the witch's ring, you can talk to her, and she thinks you're her sister, because you speak her language. And that's how you find out that Quelag might not really have been so bad. She was just killing the people that were coming for the Bell of Awakening to give their humanity to her sister so that she could have momentary relief. Going back to the Cathedral of the Deep, we find the blighted, parasite-ridden congregation. and the master of Longfinger Kirk, Rosaria. Rosaria is sitting there, and at her feet is one of the infected people, and she appears to be comforting it. Kirk seeks embers, shards of a soul, and shards of flame, even if it is a dark flame. If you become infected by these parasites, which you do by getting barfed on or getting touched by one of the infected, if they stay on you, they build up blood loss, and it takes a long time for them to go away. But you can shake them off by holding up a torch. So the parasites hate fire. It seems then that by consuming an ember and rekindling your own inner flame, you may become free of the parasites inside of you if you were to be infected that badly. Perhaps she makes Kirk and the other Fingers hunt not for the deep, but for the infected people. Just a possibility. Back to Aldrich. Well, after becoming the abomination that he is, he became so strong that the people made him a Lord of Cinder. Not for virtue, but for might. They made him one. He didn't set out to do it himself. So it was also probably because they were very afraid of him. Supposedly, he is interred in the cathedral, but in his tomb, you find his coffin's gigantic box, but you don't find him. Instead, you face the corrupted deacons of the deep, who watch over his coffin even though it's empty. They have a corrupted soul, and they're kind of a hive, sort of swarm boss, so they kind of all have clumped into the same consciousness. But Aldrich isn't there. So where is he? Well, right now I don't know. But when you defeat the deacons, you get a small doll. And this doll acts as a key for you to enter the frozen kingdom of Irithyll. So perhaps that's where he's run off to following his awakening. Next time on the Blog of Pain, I'm going to talk about the catacombs of Karthus, frozen Irithyll, and something very interesting I found therein. Well, hey guys, this has been Jay Griff, and thanks for listening.